Today on Drawbli,
We are talking about how drawing without a plan is actually good.
hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our journey of learning to draw, which is of course better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here and share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli.
Now, sorry, no, please, after you.
We should have like a little card in the beginning of our videos that just says like a green card in front of you for you go first and a red card for me that says you go first.
Yeah, that's...
That way we both still go at the same time, but
exactly,
then we know
yeah,
why.
I would always interrupt you no matter what.
Yeah, probably. Ben, this piece is amazing.
What?
I think it's so cool, and I've been so excited.
Even though I didn't have a plan?
Even though you didn't have a plan. I've been so excited to watch the very beginning of how you started on this. I love how
Well,
you're...
it's kind of a secret, so you're getting like an inside scoop.
Good. I like how your sketch includes specifically the light and shadows scattered across her face.
Thank you. I felt that those were really important shapes that I wanted to nail down. So my, I went into this piece with the mindset of, I want to work on something with some really complex, like, cast shadow on the face here. And, or not necessarily on a face, but just like complex shadow. And I found this piece, this reference, and I was like, this one, I'm gonna try this.
But you didn't know how you were going to tackle that, I presume, hence the no plan stand.
Yeah, I did not really have a plan of how to go about that. I think one other time I tried something with some like dappled light, as we know Abby loves dappled lighting, with like light passing through leaves or something like that. I tried that like once, and it was an ultimate failure, and it never made its way to Drawbli. So, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that again. That went so well last time. I'm sure it's gonna go great this time.
Right.
So, yeah, this is my second attempt that did make it to Drawbli.
Cool. Well, good job. I saw the finished work, like I said, and I'm kind of obsessed. Like, it is so fun. I love these milestone pieces where you look at them and you're like, yes, we are getting better. Like, this work is paying off. This isn't just us, like, sticking at the same level for years and years and years, which, as somebody who always liked to doodle and never really, like, tried to push myself to improve, was something that was my reality for a long time. So to actually get to see us, like, get better in a tangible sense is so cool. Tell me more about your process.
Well, I was going into this, I will admit, with, do you remember how I would always use, like, the selection lasso? Like, I guess as soon as we discovered it, I was like, yes, this is my thing.
You had to teach me how to use it.
I'm all in on the selection lasso.
Yeah.
So I was going to get back to that a little bit with this piece. And I started with that mindset, which is why I did all that blue on the face with the selection lasso. And then I started doing some other things with it, like marking out some other pieces on the face for the warm or light side. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I've grown. I no longer need the selection lasso. I got a brush. I got a round brush, and that's all I need. So that's what I did.
I love that. You didn't do the selection tool at all, did you?
I initially, just to get like the blue on the face. And a couple other shades.
Something I really like about that technique is that it was something I picked up from a video from our good friend Lord Baxter, who has a YouTube channel, Old Dude Draws.
Yes.
And he did a video that was an environmental study where he specifically said he was limiting himself to one like kind of simple brush.
Yeah.
Because he said you should be able to get like pretty good results with that brush before you move on to like nicer brushes, just because it shows that you actually know what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
And hence, you know what you're doing a little bit. That's really cool.
Yeah, I have been using nothing but a hard round brush for quite a while. Well, that's not entirely true, because at the end I typically will use like some random texture brushes. And I'm not just using the hard round brush, I'm also using layers and opacity and all the other things that come with digital painting. So to say I'm using just one tool feels a little disingenuous.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that also. You're very authentic in your journey.
I'm so authentic.
You would never just say, I am actually, using one brush. You're
Yeah.
just like, let me be truthful here. But the mastery
I'm just standing in my painting truth.
I'm standing in my truth. I love that. I've actually also been getting into more lately using a different layer, like tools of multiply,
The
blending
blending
tools.
modes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and it's really nice. For me, it helps me get away from being as muddy because I'm not as much using new brush strokes to communicate a change in hue or contrast. I'm maybe like duplicating my image, dropping it into multiply, and then erasing out to create more lighting. But obviously that wasn't really going to be the case for your piece here necessarily, because you just have completely different colors in the face, and it's so cool. The purple for the shadow, and then the more like peachy tones for the light areas.
Yeah, I am. The more. So when gosh, where do I even begin? I used to use blending modes all the time when I was in college, but now, like here on Drawbli, I don't think I really ever use blending modes. So if you are nervous about getting into digital painting and you're like, oh man, like there's so many complex different things, like you don't need them. Like you don't need all the complex stuff. You can just use the basics. Every time I do like a light or a shadow pass on something, I'll try out some of the blending modes that I used to use, like overlay or multiply, and I'll be like, you know what, actually I just like the normal. I just like normal, and I'll fade it out to like 20%, and I'm like, that's what I want. That's the look that I'm going for.
I love your rendering on your eyes here.
You say this in every Drawbli episode, Abby.
But this time I don't just mean the irises. I actually mean the rest of the eye. And I'm admitting that this time I'm like really drawn to like the rest of the eye as opposed to just the iris.
I was also drawn.
I think it's got like a nice like sketchy appeal.
Abby, did you hear my pun?
Yeah, I kind of
of
walked right past it. But no, I like how you just have these like little hue shifts and contrast shifts around the eye that are really doing a good job communicating the shape of the eye and adding a lot of interest and emphasizing the focal point nature of the eyes.
It's kind of an advanced technique.
No, it's not.
You probably like wouldn't understand it.
Oh
like
my
I would explain it, but
Oh my
like
God.
I know you're not gonna get it.
You are the worst. Tell the nice audience how you made the eyes.
I put colors on them.
Yeah, I thought so. I suspected as much. I saw those colors and I said, it looks like he's put colors on those.
Did you see I also put noise on my painting?
All the cool kids do.
Yeah, that's what you said in our last video.
Yeah.
All the cool kids.
Except I ramped my noise up to like 1,000% and it looked so bad. Well, it was really just like 8%, but it turns out
8 is a lot.
8 so much.
8 is a lot.
I know. I was like, oh no. But
I was trying to get a lot of new texture on my painting here,
cool.
and this ended up looking like scales, and I erased it later, but I was like, I'm gonna be bold and put this here, and then later I was like, I'm done being bold. Being bold is bad.
I want to compliment your hair in this piece, how it turned out. It was just gorgeous. I like that you did not do like striations in her hair too. That's something that you used to do a bit more, and it's not to my taste, but if it's to yours,
What do you
keep
mean
at it.
striation?
Like stripes going horizontally across the hair in different colors.
Oh,
You did that in a different piece at one point. Don't worry about it. I may have said something really mean about them at the time.
Wow, I don't remember.
Good. I'm sure you've blocked that awful memory where I was like, those look like shrimp antenna.
Shrimp antenna. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's pretty rude. Yeah, I definitely would have blocked that from my memory.
Yeah, I would too if somebody said that to me. But I'm getting better at that kind of thing, like letting that sort of criticism roll over my shoulders. I play Overwatch now, and if you're going to play Overwatch and be new to video games in general, you have to be willing to let really toxic words just go whoop right above you, because people get upset when you haven't had a lifetime of shooter experience and you're playing
The same is
Overwatch.
true for drawing, Abby. You are going to get lots of critiques, unwanted messages, and all sorts of things on your artwork. Like,
well, maybe someday, but right now we have such a positive community. Like, that's the someday. I'm not worried about that. Right now we have the best. I love
why aren't you guys roasting us more?
Why are you giving us gentle, kind criticisms when you see a way we can improve?
Be more mean.
And telling us that, we're being encouraging to your art journey.
We're not jaded yet.
We're not jaded yet. No.
We gotta get there faster. Come on.
May we never be. I would not like to become jaded. Let's not have any jading here.
No, only emeralds.
We accept criticisms, but don't be mean. Nobody's mean.
No, we haven't had any mean people yet.
No, we haven't. We really haven't.
Just knock on this wood real quick, and I'm gonna paint some ugly teeth.
Oh, okay.
I worked on these lips so long, and I feel like I really dropped the ball.
So I disagree. You didn't work on them that long. No, I'm just kidding. You did not drop the ball. They look really nice. They look vibrant, and they have form, and they have highlight, like contrast. I think you did a great job, but I can relate to that feeling of I just spent so much time on this aspect of the face only to say, ugh, it's still not the way it should look.
I love how occasionally someone will send or say like, you should check out, like for instance, Marco Bucci recently released a lip video, and I did watch it and I did enjoy it a lot, but I'm like, man, I'm a sculptor and I know how lips do. Like I do know how the lips do, but I can't paint them.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Like I've watched any number of videos on like nose anatomy, eye anatomy, but when it comes to making it a painted thing, like I'm like, I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what the structure is. I just don't know how to make it look like it is. Other than, because I can do the basic sketch and the basic forms and the basic colors. But when it comes to rendering, I think for me, the big hurdle is rendering in a lot of ways. And foundation and whatever's in the middle.
Painting's hard. There's a million steps, and they are all difficult, and all have like many sub-steps. It's a lot.
If you had time for another grand hobby in your life and a grand undertaking of really learning something.
No more, please.
I know we have so many. What would it be?
What? That's such a big question.
I think I would take up bird watching.
Oh, okay,
like really
yeah,
seriously.
for sure. Okay, I'm
I
glad.
think I'm old enough
I'm glad
now.
you said that, because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Bird watching.
I've hit the age where I'm allowed to do that, you know?
I did recently see a post on r/Cincinnati, the city we live in, of someone asking for recommendations of where to go watch owls.
See, that's a hobby I'm trying to be a part of.
And I was like, wow, this person's just standing in their truth right there in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish I was that brave.
Oh my gosh, I would be that brave and then some if I just knew. You know what also I'd like to do is stargazing. I'd like to do a lot more just looking at things.
I'd like to, really, my new hobby is looking at things, but harder.
And taking it all in.
I just want to look at things and be intentional about it.
Oh, you know what? I did take on a new hobby already. I am, but I'll talk about that in the next video. Stay tuned to hear about the new thing I tried. Ben, this final image looks awesome.
Thank you.
This is like one of my favorite pieces of yours to date. It reads close up. It reads really well far away, and it's just very nice to look at. Amazing job.
What about like in the middle?
In the middle is where it reads the best.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
High praise.
Yeah.
And if you want to be in the middle, click that like and subscribe button.
Share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli, because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
goodbye.
Goomba.
I can't wait to tell people about my new hobby.
Looking at things harder?
Well, no, the other hobby.
Which is?
I don't want to say in this video. I'll say in the next video.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah.